Hello guys. If you are new to this story, check out part 1, link in description. Posted by you/SlyAcez. I worked a night shift at an isolated gas station. The list of rules were horrifying. I messed up. Oh god no. Hey there, I'm Ethan. I'm sorry for not posting this update. I'm stressed out. None of this makes any sense whatsoever. I'm scared. I'm typing this back at home. I quit that job. Here's the first part. I'll tell you what happened after my fucking brain decided to break a rule. I had just finished barricading the door leading to the main place. I hoped whatever that thing wasn't very strong. The chairs and tables I used to barricade the door were loose but did the job nonetheless. I held the barricade in place but then let go as it looked good enough for now. For the first time in a few minutes, I sat on a chair and relaxed my tired arms and legs, breathing in unison with the silence. I looked around the place for a few seconds and spotted a kitchen knife. Looks good enough to defend myself, I muttered to myself as I went over to pick it up. I picked up the kitchen knife, I held it up to inspect it. It was a little rusted but it wasn't blunt. I figured that this should do the job if any monsters tried to murder me. The lights were off so my eyes were growing tired. My stomach suddenly growled with hunger and I was hit with the realization that I hadn't eaten anything the whole night. For God's sake, I should have eaten something before I came here, I said aloud to myself in frustration. I scanned the area for any food and saw something that interested my eye. It was a box of sandwiches. They looked delicious. I went over while my stomach was begging to get something to eat and finally got there. But when I was about to pick up the small box, I was met with a peculiar photo. It was a creepy black and white photo of two kids. Both of them looked like they were 6 years old. One of them was a boy and one was a girl. They were smiling creepily. It was nothing compared to the horror which probably is right outside the break room's barricaded door, but it was creepy in a way that was unnerving. The silence and the dimly lit light added to that. I quickly picked up the box and briskly walked back to the chair. I enjoyed the sandwiches. It had some cheese and lettuce. Once I finished eating it, I continued sitting down, relaxing. Until I saw an employee. What the fuck, I was cursing before the entity lunged at me and opened its mouth. It was horrifying. It had sharp rows of teeth and I could even see its stomach disgustingly pulsing. It screeched in unison with my screams as I ran. I had to think of something quick before that thing gets me. I threw the knife into its stomach. It started to screech and said, "Come here, you little piece of shit, I'll kill you like I did to all the others." WHO worked here in a gurgled voice. I was horrified and ran faster than I thought I could ever run. My legs were growing tired. I felt like I was in a nightmare where I couldn't run nor scream. Until I hit gold. There was a large metal pipe laying down beside one of the crooked chairs. I picked the heavy pipe up while my arms were retaliating against it. I finally got it up, and when the monster got close to me, I threw it straight into its stomach. "I'll come back and kill you, you piece of shit," it screeched out before it evaporated into the thin air. I finally realized I'd been holding my breath all this time and I finally let it out. My whole body was shaking. I fully regretted signing up to come here. I looked around again to see if there was anything out of the ordinary when I saw a clock. It was 12 o'clock. I was relieved that I was in the break room. Sure enough, I heard the distinct sound of a car slowly pulling up. The sound was nearly deafening because of the silence. I had just realized something. There wasn't any noise except the car. I couldn't even hear a cricket. I just brushed it off since it could have just been another weird thing in this hellhole. The clock ticked 12:15 and I thought it was safe to finally go out. Thankfully there was nothing outside other than the mess the creature made. It was still eerie knowing that just an hour ago there was a monster roaming around here. I mopped the place so that any customers wouldn't suspect something happened here. When I finished mopping, I went back to my counter and sat down. I went on my phone to get my mind off things, but there were no bars for the internet reception. I sighed and reflected on the fact that I was facing something paranormal. I still wanted this to be a nightmare, but I couldn't deny it. This was all very real. It had been 2 hours since the reflection. I figured that I should go to the restroom to clean that place up. I expected the bathroom to be dirty. When I arrived there, I saw it was more than dirty. The entire place was covered in blood, human bones scattered around like a toddler's messy room. I looked at the mirror. What I saw was terrifying. I saw two kids, the same kids I saw on that old photo. They screeched louder than my brain could register, my eyes feeling like they would pop out and blood coming out of my ears. I needed to think of something quick before this kills me. I went over anything that could help me until I couldn't handle it anymore and broke the glass with everything I can find, human bones, soap bottles, etc. The screeching finally stopped and I fell down. I woke up suddenly. I was still having a concussion. I went outside, blood covering my body. I looked at the clock, it was time for me to leave. I instantly ran out with each breath stinging my lungs. I was finally free. I ran home and locked my door. I opened my bedroom door and laid down on the bed, finally relaxing. Until I remembered something, I didn't close all the exits. And that's why I'm posting again. Ever since that day I've been seeing a pair of hands reaching out to me from every reflecting surface. It's always getting closer. And today, it is in front of my chest. The next story of this video. Posted by you/Nudge. My neighbor and his rules. I recently just moved to a new village. Everything is nice. Air is fresh. Water is clean. It's an ideal village for me. I met with my 2 neighbors. Their houses are just literally next to me. We talked about our life and stuffs. After a while, one of them handed me a note. He said that the note was about strange rules he needs to follow, and he needs my help. I have heard many places have strange rules, but I didn't expect it to be my new neighbor's house. I asked his permission to post it here. He allowed as long as I keep personal info secret. Here is the note. Hi my new neighbor. After my old wife died, many things have changed. There are strange things happened in my house. I saw a child on the 2nd floor even I don't have any children. I have been dealing with this for years. The problem is it irritates my neighbors so much. That's why I will write it down in this note. I am sorry that I cannot completely destroy it. 1. Please ignore any children from my house. I don't have any. They are harmless but annoying. If you can't ignore them, please be nice to them. 2. I need to burn something once a week. I will tell you when I need to do it. The smell is not nice. Please stay inside your house and don't watch me. You don't want to witness it. 3. You may hear a girl screams at night. Try anything to forget about this. I need to deal with her alone. Don't call me until sunrise. 4. If you see floating light outside my house at night but you don't see me outside, call me immediately. It's okay if you forgot about it but please help me. I don't want to get burn marks again. 5. When I go out, I will tell you. You will probably see my ex-wife outside. She is actually dead. Don't talk with it. It's not my ex-wife. It will trick you into my house. I won't let it use my house as a slaughterhouse. 6. When I come back, I will ask you about my ex-wife. Please tell me everything you can. I will deal with it myself. 7. I need to perform a ritual once in 2 months. Please ignore any strange sounds you hear. 8. Finally, if I disappear more than 2 months but you see me again, ask me with this code. Do you know about Caroline's incident? If I or whoever has my body cannot answer, move out as fast as you can. It will follow you if you are not fast enough. I hope you will understand. These rules are real. I cannot move out for a reason. I was about to put this note in my pocket, but I saw a boy coming from his house. Is that your son? I asked and then he refused. No, I live alone. Please ignore him. At this moment, I knew that they were real. I wish he can finally move out of this creepy place.